yesterday we filmed with the beautiful 2021 E300. Click on the above banner for the full review on this car. However, today we have something even more special than this. The 30-year-old predecessor to the E300, the W124 E500. Now this is owned by a very close friend of mine, and I'm going to let him do the talking about his ownership experience about the car. But let me tell you something about this particular car and why it's one of the most famous cars on earth and is a cult classic. Well, the W124 Mercedes E-Class is one of the most sturdiest vehicles produced till date. A lot of them are on roads today and have a lot of fond memories for a lot of collectors worldwide. So many people are collecting these cars all over the world. It could be the smaller engines to the massive V8 engines in this particular car. There's also an E60 AMG, which is even the bigger unicorn than this particular one. However, the unique part about this car is that it was manufactured in a Porsche factory. Why was it manufactured in a Porsche factory? It's a Mercedes. Well, Mercedes wanted to put the SL500 V8 into this particular car, and the front end was not wide enough. So they sent it to Porsche, and what Porsche did was widen the front end, fit the V8 inside, widen the track, re-engineered the brakes and the suspension, making it the ultimate sleeper, powerful road car till date. This particular car is a unicorn, and I've told you that earlier as well, and everybody seems to be rushing to buy these. Collectors all over the world are coveting these cars. Let Vishal tell you how his ownership experience with this particular car is, and I'll take it for a short spin and let you know how it drives for a 30-year-old car.
Hi there, I'm Vishal, and I'd really like to thank my friend Shivaum for introducing me and featuring my car in one of his videos. So this is the E500, which I've owned since 2009, and I've had two E-classes before this. They were the 230Es, and that's when I started learning about the 124s, and I eventually came to know across the E500, and since then I always wanted to own one. So I've had this car since 2009, and this car, as Shivaum introduced, this was a Porsche built Mercedes, and very special, very unique. Wherever I drive this, people have, come and ask me about it. They stop me, speak about the car. The car drives really well till date, 30-year-old, but still feels like new. 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. Back in the days, it was the fastest four-door sedan ever. This was made to compete with the M5s back in the 90s, when all the car manufacturers were done with two-door sports cars. They wanted to introduce super sedans, and that's when this was introduced by Mercedes. What more about this car? I've kept it as stock as possible. I haven't done any changes. It has been lowered by the previous owner when it was in Japan. Other than that, this is just the way it is. It's a pleasure driving this car on a daily basis, but I don't do that. I usually keep it stored most of the time. It's a winter car.
And right now we are in the E500 driving this beautiful V8. Now I drove this car a few minutes ago, and the V8 in this is just superbly smooth. It doesn't feel 30 years old at all. Vishal, how much does it produce? What, 320 horsepower, give or take?
Yeah, give or take 326.
326. So considering the fact it's 30 years old, it's lost what, 25 horsepower? 1 horsepower a year?
Probably.
Yeah. It doesn't feel that. It feels refined, potent, smooth, just superlative. I don't think any modern engine can match this naturally aspirated V8. Yes, there will be a few creaks and sounds in such an old car. I mean, human beings get creaks and sounds when they're old. So what's a car, But end of the day, it's phenomenal. And let's floor it a bit. It's not jerky. It's not aggressive. Imagine buttercream, chocolate, and all the other things that make you smile and melt in your mouth. That's the kind of drive this has.
I would definitely describe it that way.
And you know what? End of the day, that's what you want, right? You want to be comfortable. You want to enjoy that dessert at the end of your meal, right?
This car is very much like that, because when I take it out, I usually take it out at nights, and I sit behind the wheel, drive on the empty roads, and I just smile. I just feel so happy doing that.
What's the song when you smile? They're playing at the back.
Oh, there are many songs, but then I just love the sound of the engine. It's just phenomenal. The the grunt. It's not too bassy, not too heavy. It's very linear and progressive with the pickup. So I really enjoy that. And the M119 engines were actually, it was a race pedigree engine. They were put in the LeMans cars. Mercedes put them in the LeMans racing cars. And throwing that in a car like this.
Didn't they produce 950 horsepower from those engines?
They were tuned.
In the LeMans?
In the CLK GTR has the same engine. But of course, it's tuned way too lower for that car.
Well, if you want a CLK GTR engine at a budget price, get an E500. That's the advice for today. But if you look at the interiors as well, the seats are superbly comfortable. They are tartan with leather, tartan fabric with leather, and it's like a big, massive couch that you're sitting in. Unlike the sporty, buckety seats that we get these days, I mean, those are comfortable as well. But there's a certain old school charm about this car. I mean, it's like you're just sitting on your couch watching TV. Literally everything feels like a television in front of me, or just driving into the sunset. Beautiful. And let's push it and see. Yes, there you go. The steering weighs up so nicely and heavily. No artificial feel attached to it. It's a slow steering, but it has so much feedback that you don't mind pushing the car when you want to. Obviously, I'm not going to try to push this car too much because Vishal will kill me.
I have pushed the car to its limit, but it was so thrilling that I couldn't even watch the road. I just kept on looking at the speedometer. I couldn't believe myself. That was a long time back though. It was back in 2010 or 11.
No, but again, thank you for bringing it out, letting me drive it. It's a beautiful car. Oh, by the way, Vishal is a serious watch collector as well. That's how we met. He's into vintage watches and classic watches as well. He doesn't like all this fancy new that we keep talking about.
Yeah, not the big brands. I like the little brands, but something that are rare and limited in production. And they also has some story behind it. I like cars and watches that have a story behind it. This car has a great story behind it.
And that's the end of our video. You know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow Vishal on his Instagram. I will share the link down. Until next time, bye. Thank you for bringing the car out, Vishal.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Cheers.